Welcome to Kasiconomics, a podcast where the township Ekasi tells its own stories. I'm your host, Zizi Posikhute, and today we're going inside the most iconic landscapes, Soweto. My guest today has turned the streets, the history, and yes, the mine dumps of Soweto into the most iconic and most attractive areas around the globe. He's a tour guide, a storyteller, and a keeper of Kasi memories. Hello, Futom. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and yourself, man.
I'm well, thank you. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us more about what you do
Okay.
and why you are with us today?
My name is Masike Libile, born and bred here in Soweto, original Soweto boy. I am a tourism entrepreneur. I studied tourism at Boston Business College, and I am the discoverer and curator of the Soweto Ndofire hiking trail. So the Soweto Ndofire hiking trail is a spiritual, motivational, and educational hike that we do on the outskirts of the township of Soweto, basically Meadowlands. I curated a nice hike just to show people how we grew up here in Meadowlands, how we used to play in the backyards on the mine dumps, how we used to have the best views ever on in an urban area. We grew up like boys in the rural area. So it was quite fascinating and led me up to produce this beautiful trail that's followed by everyone from all over the world. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Great stuff. So, as someone who studied tourism, firstly, and who was born and raised in Soweto, how do you tell Soweto's story and how is it different from someone who's never experienced this township, this iconic township?
Yeah, so as you know, Soweto is an iconic place to be. It's well known for the history, for the resilience of the youth, since it's Youth Month and it's June 16 next week. So I sell my story through my experience because I am born and bred here. I find it very easy to tell my story because everything I say is authentic and it's actually the original story that I tell. I I use the hike to elevate what I show people. Ordinary tours go around the streets, going to iconic places and tourism attractions. But then I sought out something that was quite very different and never ever been done in the township, and that's hiking. You see, so I had to educate my community first on what hiking is because they only know hitchhiking. You see, so I had to educate my community and show them that this type of activity that we can actually do on our high mine dumps. You see, and the history of gold and the history of our community actually added the spark to what I actually tell the people on the trail. It's actually amazing. It draws communities from everywhere. It interests people from everywhere because the story is just authentic in itself. Because no one ever thought that there could be any hiking trail in Soweto, and I did it from the old mine dumps.
Oh, way. This
Yeah.
is such a dope story. How did that come about?
Okay, it's got quite a sad story. I was diagnosed with epilepsy. Yeah, I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and it caused me to lose my job as a travel consultant, to lose my house. So I came back home and started from scratch. But I had that knowledge of tourism. I studied tourism. So me going on my outdoor walks, just trying to revive myself from this epilepsy. I was walking on the mine dumps as usually I used to do as a small boy, but this time around I just explored more of it. You see, that's where I actually saw that this is something for people to really. I have to show people this. So me praying, they're asking for deliverance for the Lord to take away this sickness that I don't know where it came from. until that's where the Lord actually showed me this hike, this trail. Say, okay, I negotiated with him, said, okay, if I bring people here and show him this wonderful thing, that will you take this epilepsy away from me? That was the deal I rocked with him. And fortunately, he took the epilepsy away.
Oh,
And I started
wow.
with my tours, people coming from all over the world. I'm still doing it today. I'm healthy. You see, it's
Praise
another
God.
second chance in life to do my thing. So I'm grateful for it.
Awesome. I'm sorry to hear about, the illness that you had to conquer, but I'm glad to hear that, you are epileptic free now. That is good news indeed. Please take us back to the first group of tourists that you had to take over. You had to take to the mine dump as a hike.
Yeah.
How was that experience, and how was their reaction?
Okay, no, it was a very liberating find. So the first person I actually opened up this trail to was my girlfriend. See, I'm like, okay, let me go and show you what I found. And she was open to it. I took her on the whole trail. She loved it. You see, and then we worked together to come up with few group of friends, branded the hike, did caps and t-shirts just to launch it. Took about 8 to 12 friends of ours. They loved it. They loved it. And from then, we started just advertising, making posters on Facebook. I'm very vocal. I'm a community activist, so I know a lot of people. So I started doing posters right on my phone, managed everything there, just posting. People reacted and just built on that, ran with it until now, since 2019.
Awesome. So you started with your community first as a trial, and now you are attracting global tourists. Tell me, how is that experience? And for people who are clueless about Soweto, or others may have wrong ideas about the township, how is that experience in teaching the person that has that mentality?
It's quite uplifting experience to have everyone first timers coming to Soweto, having me to sell my home to them is an opportunity to speak only wonderful things about my community. You see, so I love the fact that this hiking trail brought people that never even thought would come to Soweto, especially the white community, because the hiking activity is usually with the white people. You see, so I brought this in. So hikers, what they do, they've got this thing called FOMO, of missing out. So this hike just pops out from nowhere, and you've done all the hikes in Gauteng. You see, so I'm like, this hike, I have to tick off this hike. So I had a lot of people who never even thought they would, who were never even allowed to come to Soweto by their parents. They came through this hike. So you must imagine the the reaction I get from them once they see that whatever they sold them was wrong about Soweto. Soweto is full of loving people. Soweto is full of beautiful people, beautiful places. Soweto is clean. You see, so there's a lot of things that they were actually taken back by. You see, for how Soweto is just a normal place where people live just like us. It's just that it's an iconic place where all the apartheid and uprising started. See, but it's a normal place with normal people. And they thought we are like all poor and struggling. They are astonished to see big, nice houses and people driving nice cars. I'm like, we are the same people. We are from the city of gold, you see. So yeah, I love it. I love narrating our story. I love the reaction I get. So it always empowers me to keep on bringing more people. You see, yeah, it's
Great.
wonderful.
I'm actually interested in knowing what happens up there. What conversations do you tell your tourists? And how is the journey getting on top of the mine dumps?
Yeah, no, it's quite hectic getting on top of the mine dumps, but
How hectic?
that's part. It's a bit painful on the thighs for others. However, it's an easy to moderate hike, but anyone can do it. But you have your lazy people and people who don't know anything about hiking, not knowing that there's the inclines and declines or one. That's where they just get, but they love it. You know why?
Why?
It's authentic. It's very authentic because I explain the infrastructure of Soweto from high above where they can actually see it. You will never see it properly if you are here on the ground. You are elevated, you have an aerial bird's eye view, and I can actually narrate to you and show you how the apartheid system built our Soweto, and then you'll understand why we struggle sometimes to navigate through our community because we were systematically positioned wherever we stay. There's Sotho sections, there's zones, there's Zulu sections. You see, those things cause a conflict within the people.
And
It's things,
segregation.
you know what I'm saying? It was part of the plan. So I'm exposing that type of history, a history that we didn't learn in class. You see, a history that we had to learn from our elders. You see, and listen to the stories of the people that were there during that rife apartheid system. That's where you will be able to create your future going forward, knowing what happened. You see, so me seeing all these kids, the youth indulging in alcohol and drugs, and all these nice times, they don't know where their parents come from. You see, so I love the fact that this hike helps me open up to them because now I'm taking them out of their comfort zone, out of the rush of the township. I'm taking them on the outskirts so that they can see their community from a different light. And in a way, it does open up their minds. You see, for no, guys, it doesn't end here. I show them the whole world. Okay, there's a whole world out there waiting for you, guys. You see, yeah. I explain the importance of things like the new mine that's there, the new mall, how we can benefit from it. You see, so I try to get like sponsorships and donors from people who come from the hike to support local tourism, local businesses, local schools. Like we adopted this school here. We got school shoes for them through the hike. And you see, we always try to better the community, giving back through this wonderful thing that we have. We don't keep it to ourselves, but we give it to you guys as
Give
well.
it back to the community.
Yes.
That is wonderful. So you've mentioned that we have schools that you have adopted. That means you are making a bit of money. So how is that side of the monetary side of tourism? How is that looking like for you?
Okay, I'd say by now, at least there is a way that I can sustain my home, my private life, my kids, because it's the only thing I do. You see, it's my job, it's my hustle. See, so I charge international tourists 200 rands to create the hike. I give them a hiking stick and refreshments and water. That's
Wow.
part of the package, and that little that I get left is my profit. And I employ a lot of youth that work with me, some old friends. You need just to uplift them, you see, to have a feel of what I got here, you see. But it is financially sustainable for
wow.
me. Yeah.
That is dope to hear.
Sure.
And I'm interested in the tourists that come. What are the stories that have impacted your life the most when you were telling them? What's the most weird reaction you got from a tourist after maybe telling them the history of Soweto?
Well, it's a very unique and sensitive program when they actually come here where we live, because they usually see it on TV. And so I actually take them into the yards, into the homes of the families, and they become very I wouldn't say ashamed, or maybe became maybe judgmental in what they saw from afar. You see, the humbleness they see from the people. You see, the small homes with a lot of people living there. It humbles them in that much that so much people can live in one space but be happy. We are only three at my house in a big mansion, but sometimes we are so sad. But the happiness in these yards. So it's the difference that is shown through these hikes that exposes that we are real people with love. It's just that we were positioned uh, negatively by the system. But and it's also taught me a lot about how people live in their countries and how they raise their kids. And you see, I've got a lot of French school kids that come here to the hike.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've got some relations with the French consulate.
Oh,
They
really?
bring the kids here to come and expose them to a life in Africa of an African child. And the questions that arise there, for one that stands out for me, while we were standing right on top. That's the last scenic view we have right on top of that mine dam. And so they can see the whole neighborhood. One of the rich kids, you see, asked me, you see from up top, you can see all our blocks. So she thought that the block is just one home.
What?
Imagine. Yeah, she asked me who lives in these plots. See, I'm like, lady, these are about 100 homes in one block. You see, I'm like, no, I thought they were like plots like ours. I'm like, you see. And immediately when we come down, and they actually see that it's different homes and they built differently, and they're like, okay, that's where they see that they are fortunate. See, yeah. So it exposes things like that. It brings light to the real life that we are living here. You see? So that's what I like about it. Yeah.
Cool. So coming back to Soweto as a tourist attraction area,
Yeah.
what do you think your tour guide and your hiking trail teaches, the tourists about this place being the tourist hub? And what do you think can be improved
Yeah.
in the process?
Okay, so I was a vice chair of Soweto Tourism.
Oh.
Yeah, and when I entered that space, the focal point was the main precinct of Soweto. That's your Vilagazi Street. That's your apartheid, your Hector Peterson Museum, Sakumzi restaurants. That precinct right there.
Yeah.
See, so I sought something that would open up the tourism economy. And this hike did exactly that. Because it took tourists from going to the central part of Soweto and brought them to the outskirts.
Oh, really?
You see, because all the tourists were flocking there. When their itineraries are booked, that place is the only one that they take picture. So now there's an option to go and hike and see Soweto from a different view rather than just going here with the locals. You can do something very unique and adventurous. So it added a very big product to Soweto tourism, the hiking product.
Plus, what I like about it is you are promoting health and fitness while you are enjoying yourself, walking. And, I actually would love to join you in one of the coming days because I've never actually been up there. So, as part of the tourism industry as well, since you've worked with it, how much support do you get, especially from the government? You are a tourist guide who needs, tourism funds to actually make this big.
I might say I've never had a financial boost for this. What's boosted me is my passion to do this. You see, and my passion goes aligned with whatever is going to come to assist me do this. But I've been doing it passionately from my pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to get people to assist me and sponsor me. But it's another thing, it's positioned in a very sensitive place. The mine dams were considered very dangerous and poisonous and toxic for us. So, but then I pulled that through there, and you can't stop people from coming. You see, so I think sponsors are hanging on that. Is it safe or unsafe? But then I'm not gonna stop there. I'm not gonna allow them to stop me from seeing this wonderful thing that I'm doing. So the money will come. This will always be there. They will catch on later that this is more than what they thought. You see? Already, I'm having them knocking on my door now because they can see me on podcasts. They saw me on ETV. They hear me on Josie FM. They're like, okay, this guy is out there. We can use him now. You see, but then I'm a very smart person. You see, I can see through you, and I'm like, where were you all this time? See, so but if people want to help, they are allowed to come and sponsor me. In fact, you must turn the negativity into positivity. I've become a sponsor with this hiking trail of mine. I sponsor schools, I sponsor beauty pageants. I just partnered with the ANC Youth League now. So I just try my best to bring positiveness to anyone where I can reach out to. Yeah.
Cool. So please paint a picture for us, maybe in numbers, of how many tourists you deal with. Let's say in a weekend. How many tourists, especially international tourists, have like come knock at your door to say, we want to join you, we want to be part of this wonderful initiative.
Yeah.
If you
Okay. I've had a lot of international tourists and visitors actually support this hike more than locals. It's only now because now I'm on TV and it's only then where they spark the interest to come through. But people who have supported me here are people from outside. You see, but only now a bit numbers are coming through from the locals they're curious. But why can all these people from overseas come here? What is there to see that we don't know? You see, right up until you come through and go on those 9 times, you'll see what a special find that is.
All right.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I'm looking forward to that trip actually.
Yeah, you got to come.
Cool. And then Gepudi, take us through your day as a tour guide. What do you prepare? Like, take us through the preparations, the hiking,
Okay.
what you bring with you, and yeah, the essential items that a hiker must have in their bag.
Okay. So basically how my week is shaped, I do traditional hikes on weekends because that's where a lot of people have time. But during the week, I also have private hikes for tourists that come through during the week.
So they come through during the week as well.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
you're busy,
Yeah.
my brother.
So I have networks with other tour guides that network with me. They can bring, and I take them on the tour. You see, so basically, I get bookings from my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number. I do my bookings myself. I'm an international travel agent.
Oh, wait.
So I used to book flights and accommodation, and that's where I get all the experience from. I used to work for top travel agencies like Torvest and Legacy Lifestyle. So I can do my itineraries, and so I prepare my group. By Friday, I know who's coming, who's not. I've got assistant guides. I've got one great guide, Bafana Makutulela, who does the same curating as me if I'm not available. Uh, so we prepare the water. We give you a complimentary hiking stick that you can buy for a souvenir after. We upcycle by using old brooms and rubber bands, and we paint them and just decorate them just to have a nice thing to take home to from Soweto. Yeah, so basically our hike is 2.5 hours long.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 8 Ks, but it's an easy to moderate hike. We have stops just to refresh. You see, yeah, I talk all over the hike.
2 hours.
Yeah, as you said, I'm a storyteller. I never stop. You see, there's so much to say. So that's a lot of things that people like about it. That we actually tell the story. You don't just walk like other hiking trails and just see the views. We tell you what we're walking on. What are you seeing? Who's this?
The
What's
significance
that?
of the road.
You know what
you're
I'm
walking.
saying? Yeah. So yeah, that's quite what we do. And then we come back. We have a main refreshment post where we actually do a little prophecy for them. We are spiritual in that way because
How does that
we
look like?
I'll tell you now. We consider that place holy land because a lot of people pray there because there's water, there's mountains, there's caves.
There's water out there.
Yeah, there's a nice big dam there.
I
Oh,
need to see
yeah.
this.
Yeah, you need to come and see. This hike has got all the elements. Yeah, that you never even thought of. We have a water spring, we have a flowing stream, we have a dam, we have caves, we have high mountains. So, we have a desert.
What? In
Yeah,
that whole,
we have canyons
in
like
one spot.
in one spot. In that small spot, it's like heaven. It's a golden heaven. Hence, you see, it's come to a point where it just markets itself. Everyone who comes is so fascinated. They go on their Instagram, social media platforms, and they post, and everybody's just interested. And we just get bookings.
Just like that.
Yeah, just
Wow.
get bookings. That's how awesome this thing is.
And then you said you were going to tell me more about the spiritual side of
Okay.
the
Okay,
place.
since I told you that I found my healing on the hike through my epilepsy, so I make it a point that I add value to your spirituality too, because I know it helped me. My faith pulled me through to be what I am today, to have this hike. Yeah, so there's a little at the beginning of the hike, I tell everyone to pick up stones. There's a lot of stones and pebbles there. You see, I tell them to pick up one each and put it safely until further notice. 3/4 through the hike, I have a small crowd that I made there. I sit them down and I tell them to take out these stones. You see, what I tell them is the uniqueness of everyone. I tell them to look at their stone and look at the next person's stone and tell me how close is it to looking like their stone. No one will ever have a stone that looks like yours. You see, so no one will ever have a life that's like yours. So I emphasize that we all have unique lives and you must follow your own journey. You mustn't be jealous or envy another person or friendship or a friend's success, because you have your own journey that you must follow. You have your ups, you also have your successes. So you must learn to take motivation from other people's successes and add value to other people's lives. That's what I just point out. So I tell them to put on a nice bundle, all the hikers put there, and just extend the energy amongst us. That's all.
And then how is that
Um,
received?
it's received very wonderfully. People get emotional on it because I have a heart to heart with them just for that moment. You need to talk real stuff sometimes with people, just having fun. Sometimes you need to be serious about life. We all go through things, guys.
Yeah,
We need
true.
each other. We need each other through good and bad. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. So that's what I love about this hike, that it actually opens up positive vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. But this is a very interesting and eye-opening, story. There's different elements in what you do, which is very important. And I'm actually interested, Wuti, from the time you started this, how has it changed the people around you? I know it has made a positive impact in your life, but your peers, the people that knew you before you started this business, how are they, how's the feedback from them?
Yeah. I actually get a lot of positive feedback from everyone. Yeah, I love the fact that this trail has, as I said, as I mentioned before, has opened up the eyes of both people who don't stay in Soweto and the people who are in Soweto. It brought a change in the fact that other black people from my community were judgmental with whites, and other people have never had a conversation with a white person. They've never hugged a white person. They've never sat down and shared a beer and a meal with a white person. So that's what this hike has done to the people. It showed my people that white people are also people. It's just that the system that we were in. And it's not that all white people don't like black people and we are separate. We are all one people. We shed the same tears, same blood. You see, it's just that we can't be judgmental by the history that we went through. You see, white people love us. We love them too. We live in one. You will see the love that we have through the sports and But I don't know why that love is not shared through other things like politics and you see, it's just that the way it is. But I love the fact that this hike has brought communities that were separate together again.
That is very powerful. So for people who are interested, who are watching right now, who want to be part of the movement, am I allowed to call it a movement?
Yes, you are.
How can they get a hold of you? Where do they get information about, the hiking trail? Yes, Soweto. Yeah.
Okay. So we are on social media platforms, Instagram, on Soweto and the Fire Hike. We have a very nice Facebook page, Soweto and the Fire Hike on Facebook. And people can inbox me there. They can inquire and get all the information that they like there. We just registered a new travel company and we will build a website where people can go and leave their reviews. There for bookings, you can call me directly or WhatsApp me on 082 717 4816 or pop me an email on masike69@gmail.com.
Awesome. And then apart from the hiking trail, are there other tourism activities that you involved in? And what are those activities, or have you expanded further into other avenues?
Okay, so we have what we call indigenous fun days around the community. So we bring people together and we have fun, the old school type of way. We play umgusha, iskochi, ingeto. We play a lot of indigenous games that we used to play at school, and I emphasize that kids play alongside adults and we impart all those skills. There's no data needed, no phones needed. It's just us and the tennis ball and the tins and the games on the streets. So it's become a very nice event that we do going around in the neighborhoods, Soweto, promoting unity and love through that.
Cool. And when do those
Uh,
games
yeah,
take place?
they happen monthly. Uh, the next one is in 6 September. We're having it in Protea North. We also have some here in Middlelands and Proof. We try to move around. Yeah.
I see. And then since it's Youth Month, are there any activities that are, themed around this month? And what are those? Yeah.
Okay. We have a very attractive youth day hike next week, Tuesday. We have already about maybe over 50 people that have booked. Yeah, we usually made it a free hike, but then this time we said let's just add something so that I can pay my people that I work with. So we
You
charged
keep the lights
50
on.
bucks, but it's amazing that people are just even on my way here. I'm having people call me, "Hey, Puti, we want to come." Yeah, so we have that for Youth Day
Wow.
next week. So there's a lot of tourism tours and experiences. So we'll also be part of that, taking people on the hike for Youth Day next week, Tuesday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, that is so great. But any final words or stuff that I left out, maybe you want to share
Yeah.
before we close our
Okay.
episode today?
No, thank you firstly for having me here. This is also a way to promote what I do. I never shy away from any invitations that can get what I do out there. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, and I want you guys to keep on doing this for other people who are coming up with nice activities and businesses in the community. And I urge you, yeah, to motivate them and push them. And I urge everyone out there to take motivation from what I started from nothing. You see, so yeah, no, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for, gracing us with your presence. I've learned a lot. And to the listeners and watchers of our show, thank you for joining us. We really have a good time here. And if you are in Soweto, Usekasi, you have business like Uputi mentioned, come through and let's talk. I'm your host, Zizi Posifute.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure.